Man, happy Sunday fun day. It's your boy Cassius Cuvée, and this is the come up. We're gonna let everybody jump in this thing right now, but I'm feeling in a good mood today, man. You know what I'm saying? When your predictions are coming true and shit and everything is working out, you're rocking with the profit circle, man. They doing big things. You know what I mean? It's the come up with your boy Cassius Cuvée. Sunday fun day, September 7th, man. Listen, we're gonna sip some Cuvée today. Check it out. I don't know if you knew about my custom Cassius Cuvée. Here we go. You feel me? But hold on a minute, man. This one is a funny one. I gotta be honest. I've been laughing about these memes online and shit. Have you seen the Karen who stole the baseball? The funniest part to me was actually when the dad, she cocked up and she hit the dad and he went like this. Why he going like this? He didn't know he was on the defense. The kid wasn't even tripping. Anyway, that one had me kind of going this morning, man. I was over there laughing. I don't know why I'm in such a good mood today. Shout out to the chat, man, the people who showed up first. Blockchain Cowboy, Cervanto. And shout out to the Profit Circle, man. I got to give a special shout out to Blueberry. He was Wave Maker of the month last month. He's still doing big things. We call it out new tickers. Man, and this show is called, make money in a sideways market because last week it was all good just a week ago because ETH was at all-time high before that, and then everything dumped. Of course, we predicted it. Those who paid attention made money. Those who didn't probably lost some. I don't really know. All I know is we doing our thing in the Profit Circle. That's all I know. And so now we got a week of sideways action, which we basically predicted that. We went over here. Take a look at TradingView right here. We went over here and we also had, you can see a sideways. This is Ethereum. Basically sideways action. This is the weekend right here. It's like a CME gap chart. Bitcoin a little bit higher because per usual, Bitcoin has been stronger than Ethereum. But more or less sideways action. We can go down the list. We see a bunch of coins that are doing different things, different sideways down the middle. You know what I'm saying? So sideways action this week. Pretty much nothing crazy happening, but you can still make money in a sideways market. And so that's what we're going to talk about in this show today, along with whatever else we got going on. Let me see. We might do some live trading. Oh, I want to say, yes, a shout out to the chat here. I want to also say what I'm going to do on today's show is I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to do live scalping, and I'm going to let the audience decide what direction, if you want me to go long or short. But this is only if you get the super chats up. You know what I'm saying? We got to do 5 super chats. I don't be doing super chat stuff that much. I just set it to the minimum, whatever, how much it is in whatever country you're in, like $2 or whatever. Ain't no real thing. Well, that way we could jump into it on Breakout Prop. You know what I mean? I jumped into some trades this morning here and on Phemex. Lots of stuff going on. Look, that one's trying to squeeze again. Let's come back. Let's, real quick. Not financial advice. I got to say, nothing on this show is financial advice. Nothing on this channel is financial advice. And, let me see. Ooh, this one's pumping right here. So we calling out things like this, these weird squeezes and stuff that happen on Breakout Prop. I mean, happen on the markets. Might be on Phemex. Actually, this ticker's on Phemex and things like that. There might be opportunities and ways to trade them. But also, what was I going to say? Oh, I got to say that not financial advice. None I say in the show is financial advice. Also, congratulations to Breakout Prop. They just got bought out by Kraken. And not bought out. They said they got acquired. I don't know the details of it, but they got acquired by Kraken. So congratulations to them. That's big right there. You guys know I've been rocking with Breakout Prop for a minute, and I put out on YouTube. I put out a video yesterday to kind of help folks some tips. I had a lot of videos on YouTube that showed how to navigate the platform, but now I've got a video here to kind of give you some tips. You feel me? On how to actually. Big news just dropped. Past the evaluation. Just got acquired by Kraken. Make sure you check this one out, all right? If you guys are new to Breakout Prop, to prop firm trading, because there really is kind of 3 things, and I'll give you a quick spoiler alert of it. Basically, you want to know what the rules are. That's number 1, because the rules, they're a little bit tricky if you haven't thought them all the way through yet, if you just don't know them yet. And basically, a lot of people get stopped out on the rule that says you could lose only up to 4% in a day, because it's 6%, it's 6,000 overall. But it's 4% in a day. And you need to know that because basically you could be up, let's just say up $9,000 and then you lose 4% of 109,000. So whatever that is a little more than the 4,000. And then basically you could still get breached. And you don't want that to happen. So there's a clock on your dashboard that's going to show you where when their day ends. And so basically, if you're down 3.9%, just stop for that day and wait till the clock resets a new 24 hours. So that's just one example. And then you would have a whole another 4,000 after that, right? So that's one tip on Breakout Prop. There's also just position sizing and whatever else I say in this video. So watch the video. I got some stuff on there, some tips that I think will help people who are new to Breakout Prop hopefully pass the evaluation. Let's see what else we got today. So yeah, if you guys heard, can you hear the beat in the background? Cervanto Blockchain Cowboy, can you hear the music in the background? If you've seen the little promo I put out on Instagram or anywhere on the social medias on Twitter, you guys can hear the beat banging that Paul Wall, that classic Paul Wall sitting sideways beat. And that's what today's rap is over, a little sneak peek. Price is sideways, but my boy's getting paid. So, I had to flip that one. The last 3 weeks. Anyway, we're going to get into the rap later. We got a new rap coming up here. You guys are going to see it. It's going to be fun. And you know how I do it on the come up like no one else. There's only one Cassius Cuvée. There's only one Cassius come up with Cassius Cuvée who teaches trading. Also, giving you some banging ass music at the same time. All original shit. You feel me? Like the beat is a mixtape beat, but for me, I always got the original lyrics that have to do with exactly what we're talking about here. So anyways, man, I appreciate you guys in the chat. Give me feedback on that sound there. All right, so what this ticker is doing the most right here. Hold on one second real quick, because I jumped in this morning a little too early. Let's get ready for the show and record stuff. Look at this. Doing hella much. Look, they trying to stop me out. Trying to stop me out. All right, this is a little short squeeze strategy. We're going to come back to that. We're going to come back to that. This is high risk. I don't recommend this for everybody, okay? Some stuff I don't really want to tell everybody to do because it's not like, it's easier to trade just with the ebb and flow, all right? And the scalping strategy and things like that are, do them on a ticker like Ethereum or something, whatever, any ticker. DOT, we had a little squeeze in DOT, and I jumped in that Breakout Prop. I'm green on that right now. It's kind of more money in Breakout Prop. So I got in here when it was coming all the way back down again. I put my stop loss right above here. We kind of caught this support, and I showed this in the Profit Circle too. So real quick, if you guys are not in my private group, it's called the Profit Circle. It's on Discord, and I'll show you right here just what it looks like real quick. So anybody new, this is it right here. When we go through, I'll call up different setups. Now, it's free for anybody to join the general chat right here. You could just click the link and you join. But we want to keep out the riffraff and spammers and scammers and whatnot. So to get over here on the left-hand side to see all the rest of the good channels, the market analysis channel where we actually talk about, we're going to be more specific on details on trading analysis and also what's going on in the markets. What you have to do for that is just create a Phemex account with my referral link. So the referral link is right here on the screen. This one. Right here on the screen, you see it up here, Phemex. So I'm an official partner with Phemex. GMMNX5 is the link. Now I also get, because I'm an official partner, you get special perks if you use my referral code to create an account. I can't even say what all of them are, but you'll know when you create an account with that. Once you do that, you just got to create one. Instead of, to be a VIP member of the Profit Circle official wave maker, you have to pay $99 a month. But I'm offering it for free for 1 year for anybody who just creates a Phemex account with my referral code, and then you save your money. I'd rather have you deposit that in a Phemex so that way you can become a trader. You know what I'm saying? I want to teach you how to trade so you can make money. So that way, what happens is there's a bot in Discord that's going to automatically verify that account. Then you'll be verified after you go into WAP and just create you got to sign up for 1 year, basically. 365 days is what it says. So you clearly see that, and then that gets you into the Discord. And then once you're in the Discord, then you can contribute, or if you're new, you can learn. You're going to see all of our trade setups and stuff. We got a lot of stuff going on there. So again, shout out Blueberry. You see he's very active in there. The guy's a very experienced trader, and this is someone who I would recommend paying attention to when he speaks. And I told him I'd give him a shout out for this. So there was a while back. Let's see, it was last night. God, these days are all a blur, man. We're in here at 20. I'm in this chart so often. So you got the heat map. He showed out the blood moon. Where is it? One of these is the blood moon. Oh, yesterday morning we hit this one, this Ethereum Classic dump. Oh yeah, yesterday, remember the market pumped so hard, pre-market, and I was like, man, this pump smells fake. So Blockchain Cowboy was rocking with me on that one. And I was like, I don't know, man, it smells like a dump. And I'm looking at the NASDAQ. When I say pre-market, I'm talking about the stock market. And it dumped hard. And I kind of predicted that. But Blueberry put in here the full moon. I can't find it now. But basically, it's a blood moon. And so there's an indicator on here, moon phase, in the technicals. We're gonna look that up here when we get on to TradingView. So anyways, that's some of the stuff we're gonna get into today. Let me close this up real quick. Hold on, I got a few more things before we jump into it. We're letting people join the chat here. Let's see here. So not financial advice. Congratulations, Breakout Prop. I definitely want to say that. I've been there, not since the very beginning, but Crypto Face put me onto them a long time ago, last year, early in the year. And I've been rocking with them, and I've seen their journey and their growth and their updates on the platform and stuff like that. Let's see. Oh, yes, and so I closed out all those shorts last week. So last week I had, what did I have? I don't know, 20 shorts or whatever in Phemex. And then I don't know if it was Monday or what day that was, but I closed them out. I was like, look, we're looking like we're at the bottom of this little cycle. It turned out to be a pretty good move on most of them. You know, say, hey, Frugal BC in the house. What's popping? A man on Twitter, Algorand guy too. He's in the chat here. Great to have you, man. I told him he saw the rap from last week. I said, I got another rap coming this week. So you can hear the beat in the background. It's the Paul Wall sitting sideways because we trading sideways like my boys getting paid. So anyways, a lot of people can't make market in a sideways, make money in a sideways market, but we're going to show you how to do that on here. Got this Breakout Prop short. So yeah, we're letting everybody join. We're still getting some people coming up in here, but I trade on Breakout Prop and I trade on Phemex. And those are my two trading platforms. Essentially, obviously we use TradingView to do our technical analysis, right? And ETH has been pretty much trading sideways, right? Bitcoin a little bit higher. ETH, remember, we had a good month or so, 2 months or whatever. ETH was kind of leading the markets, and now we got Bitcoin kind of taking leadership. So this is what I want to talk about when I talk about relatively bullish versus bearish. This is a perfect example right here. This line is the CME gap for the weekend, so this is where the weekend was. Bitcoin is relatively bullish to itself, right? It's higher than it was. But here's Ethereum, pretty much equal. You get what I'm saying? And then some of these other coins, pretty much lower, right? So these are, I would call this Ethereum Classic is now relatively bearish compared to Bitcoin, relative to itself, and then compared to Bitcoin, who's relative to itself. And that in the profit circle, in the private Discord, that's where I have a list also. So these are some of the other things you get when you join the profit circle, become a verified wave maker. Over here, like we say, the bullish and bearish tickers. So I've been keeping track of these, and I kind of explain why. Sometimes there's audio recordings in there while explaining. Here's my list of bearish tickers that have been bullish, you know. So I kind of keep track of these of what's been happening as of late. So like if you're a short-term trader, you know, and you want to go and you have a bullish bias or a bearish bias, to me, I think it's a wise move to pick a ticker that has been relatively bullish or relatively bearish. Pick a ticker, you know, if you want to go long Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin's been pumping. But if you want to go short, you know, you might want to short Ethereum Classic, and that's what I call this dump right here on Friday morning. And you know, this is just kind of ridiculous. You know, I thought that move was fake, and so we're in doubt. In fact, I think I can show it to you over here on Breakout Prop. So much stuff happens during the week that I don't even have time to go over it all here, but we covered in the profit circle all week long. So if you guys just join the private group, you'll see the trades in real time. Sometimes, I'll tell you what, sometimes Breakout Prop lags a little bit. You got to refresh it. The more charts you have open to. So I was hoping they would get that a little bit better. Oh yeah, appreciate that, Frugal. Smash the likes. We got bars coming. You know, I'm probably not gonna wait. You guys have been rocking with me so tough right here from the beginning. I'm probably gonna play the rap earlier, sooner than later, and then I'll play it again later when more people get in. It's just fun, man. Honestly, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Listen, I'm an artist. I'm gonna live an artist, and I'm gonna die an artist. You know what I mean? Your boy Cassius Cuvée has been doing music for a long time. And I found a way to like incorporate it into anything I do. I'm a reality rapper where I talk about what I'm gonna do. So obviously been in the markets. I'm gonna start talking about the markets, you know? Do a show once a week. I'm gonna do a rap once a week about what I've been experiencing this last week. Some of it's real life and some of it's just in the markets and trading. But you know, I like to have some fun with it. You know, feel free to share it. People don't be paying attention to my Twitter account. I don't know, maybe because I don't pay for that little blue X or whatever. But basically, you know, I be giving people the game on here, and we're calling out stuff. Again, Blueberry calling out stuff. Blockchain Cowboys calling out stuff inside of the private Discord, the private circle here. So it behooves you to tap in. All right. Now let's go back to Breakout Prop again. Hold on. So this is Bitcoin. Let's pull up ETC. I want to see if we can pull up from Friday the move we caught here for anybody who was following me at the time. Because I know Blockchain Cowboys in there. So you see we had some in and out. I don't remember why there was somebody said it's a 15-minute. So I'm trading on the 1 minute, to be honest with you guys. When I'm in here trading, right, we're looking at, so I actually have the screen split like this. I'll have one screen have, you know, trading view down here, and then the other screen will have breakout. But just so you can see better, breakout here. And then, yeah, it was this move here. So basically, Oh, I think it was on my other account. That's right. That's fine. Basically, we caught it about right here. When it came down here, I just got out. And I got out, honestly, too. So I have a scalping strategy, which would tell me, basically, I'm swinging on the 10-minute waves in Market Cipher B, which is down here, the 10-minute waves. But when you catch a big old waterfall like that, like this, sometimes you just take the profit. And it turns out that would have been right? If I had been holding this whole weekend, I'd be basically break even, because I got out about right here. When it was like, it wasn't even this 10, I think it was the 5-minute green dot I saw. So we were shorting. So when it shorted, and then I saw this 5-minute green dot, that was when I got out right here. Because I caught such a big move, I didn't want there to be some epic bounce. And it was kind of a bounce at first, right? So, and look, I'd be sideways ever since then. So, sometimes you catch the move, you wait for the momentum to slow down, reverse, to start to reverse, and then you get out. A 5-minute move, nothing crazy is going to happen, maybe. But when a 10-minute comes, you get out. Don't fight when you're scalping. Don't fight the 10-minute dots. That is really the key. Don't fight the 10-minute dot, because anything can happen on a 10-minute dot. Something might shoot up like a crazy, right? Or even on the way down, right? Let's see, the 10-minute dot on the way down, this red dot, if you'd waited too much longer after that, you might have been like, oh, yeah, see, the 10 minutes cool, and then hit you in the face. So, it's wise not to fight it, to be honest with you. It's wise not to fight it. And that's how you'll save yourself from ever getting punched in the face. You only take, it's like heads you win and tails you break even. That's how the scalping strategy goes. And we'll go into it. If I get the 5 super chats later on the show, we will do some live scalping on Breakout Prop. Pick a direction based upon, I'll show you how I pick a direction. And then we'll go ahead and do some trades, so that way we can figure out what the hell has been going on. So here's Ethereum. Here's Ethereum Classic. We'll pick a ticker. I'll show you how I pick a ticker, and then I'll show you how I decide to enter and exit the trades when I'm doing the scalping strategy. And honestly, it's the best strategy, man. Like, I got to tell you, there's a million ways to trade, and I'm kind of had it up to here, and I'm going to start one day. Oop, fucking everything up. I'm going to start, I don't know, man. It's like there's so much echo chamber when it comes to technical analysis on Twitter and on YouTube and stuff, where you could tell it's just, when you've been doing it as long as me, I don't really listen to any of these people, because they just regurgitate what someone else said, and it's honestly mostly bullshit. And, it's kind of like everyone says the same old thing. I've been seeing the orb, and I'm seeing all this stuff, and I'm like, bro, you guys, like, this shit. Do the strategy that works for you, if it really works for you, though. You know what I mean? You guys keep listening to people. There's vector candles. There's a million freaking things, man. And I'm like, just keep it simple. I mean, that's why when I have it here on my YouTube channel, trading made easy, trading consulting, trading made easy. I narrowed it down to one freaking indicator, pretty much, and that's Market Cipher B, right down here. And you can scalp just off this. Just off this. You don't even need all the price chart shit. It's basically just on the momentum. If the momentum's going with you, you're in. And if it goes against you, you're out. And then the only thing is, based on my experience of doing it for so long, and how many reps, I got a lot of reps, scalping especially, I just know that a 5-minute, 10-minute, that's like anything less than that, you're going to be all right. Shout out Andrew, who's in the chat. What's going on, Andrew? You're going to be all right. It's when you think, oh, I'm going to fight this 1 hour dot. No, don't do that. As a matter of fact, I'm doing it right now. And it's a little bit different of a circumstance, because this is a short squeeze. So this is not a normal situation right here, right? This one here on Phemex. In fact, let me pull it up on TradingView. Look at this. Look how much this shit pumped last night. I mean, it's the #1 ticker, up 158%. And that's what I was just telling Blueberry in the market analysis channel in the Profit Circle. I'm like, look, man, I know this seemed like a lot when it was up 100%. This shit could be double by tomorrow. So set your stop losses or whatever you got to do, because this shit could be crazy. It really could be. So I don't recommend everybody try to chase short squeezes around until you know what you're doing. But the way we would determine is you want to wait until this, because you know why I called it out? I said, well, look, we got a red dot on the 2 hour right now, but that don't really mean shit. It's not printed yet. It's just showing. And, you really want to wait. So printed would be another 41 minutes. It might not even print in 41 minutes. But I'm like, when you're the #1 ticker, this is up 160%. It's gonna be shown on Coinbase and Kraken, everybody across the headlines on CoinMarketCap. And everybody FOMOs in and chases these kind of things. So it's wise not to short them, even though I'm doing it. Don't be like me on this one. You want to wait until you see some of these bigger time frames start to give you a red dot and roll over. And it's okay if you miss the beginning of the move. It'll come back down eventually. This is some bullshit coin. It'll come back down eventually. But basically, you don't want to go in early because it punches you in the face. And that's what's happening to me right now. So don't do that. I got a little early. I was getting ready for the show. But anyways, I kind of want to have some fun, man. I'm in a pretty good mood, man. You know what I'm saying? Sunday mimosas out here. How many of y'all want to see the wrap, man? Usually I wait about halfway through, but I'm kind of anxious, man. It's just fun. This Paul Wall beat was such a banger, and this is kind of a cover, and it's like 3 weeks in a row I actually kind of did covers, not with original beats. And they're all 3 different styles. If you guys don't know by now, I can rap any style. I mean, come on, bro. I hope you guys know that by now. I can rap any style. You feel me? You know, your boy Cassius Cuvée been a student in the game for a long time. You feel me? So it don't matter if you're East Coast, West Coast, Dirty South. I got you covered. So anyways, man, shout out to the chat. If you guys want me to drop the rap, say something right now because I think I want to drop it anyways, man. This one is fun, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to love Paul Wall. You got to love Sitting Sideways. And honestly, all 3 of these songs from the last 2 weeks and this week, they kind of been in my brain for well over a year. I'm like, man, I could see how this could apply to the market in a certain circumstance. And they all happen to work out. First, it was these memes be acting up. And these investors be letting them. Right? I've been having that idea for a while. And these stupid meme coins pumped. And I was like, man, this shit is whack. Then last week, it was all good just a week ago. ETH was all good just a week ago, right? I was too perfect. And now this week, we've been trading sideways. So prices sideways, my boys getting paid. All right, man, we're going to drop it. Blockchain Cowboy said drop it. Let's get it popping here. Yeah. So come up.
Prices sideways, but my boys getting paid.
Prices sideways,
but my boys getting paid. Prices sideways,
it's your boy Cassius Cuvée. Let's go.
On my Sunday show, you see the coins that we trade.
It's the profit circle. Wave makers stay moving with the alpha. When the price is sideways, then we zooming in and scalp. You see, I can walk you through this, or you can watch me do this when I'm chilling like a villain. Turn a Buddhist to an opportunist. You seen the price topping before it start dropping. Same ones that pump the most be the same ones in the parking lot flopping. You think the kids joking? You seen these shit tokens, prices getting way too high, and then they quit smoking. We stay scrolling through the list of uncuffed plays. You would be amazed, you can win about 100 ways. It went up and overstayed, that's why I'm overpaid. Cause when they fall off, that's that wily coyote trade. Big news for Breakout. Oh, you ain't hear what happened? CF put them on the map and now it got them cracking. The profit circle, baby, we making waves. Got a cup full of Cuvée and I'm paid when the price is sideways.
But my boys getting paid.
Price is sideways, but my boys getting paid.
Prices sideways,
but my boys getting paid. On my Sunday show, you see the coins that we trade.
Prices sideways, but my boys getting paid. Prices sideways,
so
but
come
my
up.
boys getting paid.
It's your boy Cassius Cuvée.
Sideways, but my boys getting paid. On my Sunday show, you see the coins that we trade.
Yeah. Hey, that was a fun one right there, man. Prices sideways, but my boys getting paid. Listen, man, you can make money in any markets, man. That's what I love about the crypto markets 24/7. And you can have it any way you want to, you feel me? But man, show some love in the chat if you guys are feeling that one, man. I'm gonna put that one in the MP4 or MP3 in the profit circle so y'all can add it to your playlist or whatever. Cause that beat was always a banger right there. I know everybody let it. I know Crypto Face let that one. He was talking about it one time. It was a long time ago. All right, here we go, man. So this is what I talk about the Wile E. Coyote trade. So by now, people been following me. I knew that this dot was Wile E. Coyote this morning. I'm gonna show you real quick. And dot is cool because it's not gonna have like a stupid, ridiculous short squeeze, right? Like the one we were just looking at MYX. So this morning when I woke up and I seen this dot pumping like this, I was like, that's a Wile E. Coyote. So let me show you what I mean by Wile E. Coyote. I'm keeping Wile E. Coyote on the screen here so you guys can. Okay. So basically, what Wile E. Coyote trade means. So basically, what Wile E. Coyote trade means is when a price on a coin gets over its skis, right? You know, when it happens, like Bitcoin and Ethereum is dropping, right? As you can see right here on Breakout, Ethereum was dropping this morning, but for some reason, DOT went up way up. And so once DOT's reversal started happening, you know, to me, it's kind of a good risk versus reward that like it's probably going to come back down if Ethereum is dropping also. So this is the Wile E. Coyote trade where these altcoins, these shit coins, they pump hella extra because the fervor is happening, but then the larger market starts to pull back and they don't know they're supposed to fall yet. So they're standing off the edge of the cliff looking around with a beep beep, and then all of a sudden they just will drop hard, right? And that happened in Ethereum Classic and some other ones, you know, that'll happen too. And so that's kind of a Wile E. Coyote trade. If I'm watching the market going down, and I see something to get a little squeeze or something that's like, it was like the Evel Knievel on the ramp. It was going up when everything else was going up, and then it overshot it while everyone else things started falling down, and eventually it's got farther to fall. It's going to play catch up to the downside, basically. And, I'm sorry, but like most of these coins follow Bitcoin and Ethereum. You feel me? All right, on Savannah, I appreciate that. So most of these coins follow Bitcoin and Ethereum. So like if Bitcoin and Ethereum are tanking, it's very rare that some altcoin, unless a super tiny cap, is going to just keep going up. And that's why I call it the widely coded trade. Like it doesn't know that it's supposed to fall yet. You feel me? And that's basically what I was looking at when I'm looking at different trades and Bitcoin, Ethereum going down and this dot trade that came up here in the morning. So, I'm kind of opportunist. I said that in a rap too. I was like, we chilling like a villain and then we'll turn a Buddhist to an opportunist, Because, you got to wait and watch and be patient and everything. But then something comes up, right? The Profit Circle, me or Blueberry or Blockchain Cowboy or Moretta or whoever else is in there might call something out that they're looking at. It doesn't mean you buy it right then. It just means we're bringing this to your attention. And like, you see on my list here, we got a lot of coins. Let me go here. We got a lot of tickers on here, bro. Like, I got a lot of tickers on this list, man. A whole bunch, probably a couple hundred of them on here. And so anything could pop off at any time, gold any time, and so it's like I can't keep track of everything all at the same time, but that's why we have a group, right? That's why we have the Profit Circle, so that way multiple people, someone can call something out and be like, hey, Bonk is doing some stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? Like Bonk was a great Wiley Cody, right? Here, let me show you the weekly on Bonk, right? Like, why was Bonk so strong here? I remember that. Oh, that's November. I apologize. Here, this was June. Like, why was Bonk outperforming in June? And I was watching it closely the whole time. I was like, what the hell is this? And it was just week after week outperforming. And I was like, eventually, when it caught its top, you caught this big drop right here, And this was on my short list. I shorted. I diversify. Like, I have a rap called Diversified. I diversify a lot of shit coins because you never know which one might squeeze and punch you in the face. But basically, there's no reason that this stupid ass meme coin is pumping this much. You get what I'm saying? Or this much here, And so you can kind of take advantage of that when the larger market starts to dump, that one of these will play catch up to the downside, Bonk doesn't do anything, bro. It's not leading crypto to the promised land. You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin, it is not. So we call out things that look like they're overplayed. And we're also discussing when we want to short them. And I got to tell you, I do way more shorting than I do going long because I don't know which coin is going to pump like crazy. But I do know once it does, it will eventually fall. And that damn soccer team, Blueberry, that soccer team coin came all the way back down. Which one was that? That was not this one. I think it was ASR. Which one was that? Is this Blockchain Cowboy, remember? Okay, wish me luck, bud. First baby girl. Oh my God, congratulations, Andrew. First baby girl. Good luck. Hospital 6 a.m. Eastern, new baby. Nova will be entering the wild world. It is a wild world, too. Woo-wee. Shout out, man. Prayers to Andrew. Prayers to Andrew. That's big, man. Child born. You feel me? All right. Let's move on here real quick. ASR, though. This coin, we watched this coin for a minute, and I knew it was going to drop. It eventually did. Look how much this thing dropped. Let me put this up here real quick. This thing dropped all the way down and had a little pump today. And I was like, a lot of the squeeze coins been pumping, And this was a nice one right here. Oh, let's see what's up with the chat. So let's see. What's your bias for the market right now? So, right, we've been trading sideways, right? So what is my bias right now? So I'm not against a sit on your hands and wait to see what trend emerges. But I will start with this. ETH is no longer the leader, okay? Now, ETH is finding hard support right here. That's about as obvious as support. And what I'll do is I'll draw a white line for support. And for trend lines, I use the colored lines for like entries and exits. That's just my little system. You're going to come up with whatever little system you want. ETH is sitting at pretty strong support right here, right now, right? So to answer your question, Arthur, if ETH does want to break down through this here, really like make a new low, especially if it was going to break this, right? If it comes down to 4,000 and then especially breaks that, then we're bearish. I mean, September is a bearish month, and I think we will see more bearish activity before we see bullish activity. I know a lot of people want the move they want to have happen, and I'm going to show you this here. This is not my prediction. This yellow line is not my prediction, but this is the move that if, the people who sell hopium every day want to tell you, is that like Bitcoin's going to come up and go even higher here. I don't know. I think the most potentially thing that might happen for Bitcoin, and this line right here, just so you guys know, my homeboy Tom Crown called this out way back. I put it on here. It says, bull run ends 150 days from July 2nd per Tom Crown. So that's when it must have been July 2nd, okay? And the reason I put him in here because I like Tom Crown and what he talks about. I think he's kind of a no-nonsense guy. Doesn't mean he's right all the time, but he's got a handle on this. He's been doing it a long time, right? And me personally, I don't like the far out distance predictions because they're so like, bro, anything can happen between now and then. I mean, come on, man. New tariffs, new wars, new God knows what. You know what I'm saying? Some financial thing, it really ain't no telling, right? Some hack, whatever, right? So I think to me, the farther out you go, the less TA is gonna be applicable. However, I'm gonna defer, I should say, to someone like Tom who's kind of good at that, right? So he says here, so I'm like, okay, well look, because I'm calling this like, I think there's about a 75% chance we've already seen a top. I think this is it. I honestly do. However, I could be wrong. This is not like I guarantee it. I ain't one of those types. I just think we have a greater chance of going down than up, and I'm going to show you why in a second. But if this was going to happen, let's say this really was the top, this is how I can see us roughly getting there. It's super rough, right? But that's still not like going off the screen. You feel me? I don't know. I just don't see us going much. If we make a new all-time high, I don't know how high. You never know when you're in price discovery, and I'll be looking at the momentum then, but I don't even necessarily think this is going to happen. And I'll tell you why. Let me put it on a little bit cleaner chart here. We don't have so many lines. So this is Bitcoin versus US dollar, right? And this is on the weekly. Now I'm looking down here at Market Cipher B. So anybody who, you want that longer term prediction, this is it, okay? This is the Cassius Cuvée longer term prediction. So I lean heavy on those momentum waves, okay? And I'm telling you, they're a game changer. If you guys don't have an oscillator, any TA guy who doesn't have an oscillator on the chart, I'm like, I don't really trust them. I think they're selling wolf tickets. That's just me. So anyways, red means you're going down, green means you're going up, right? And every time frame is going to look different. Now, every time you go up, these are much heavier waves. Think about them like waves in the ocean, okay? A big-ass wave crashing down is going to negate some little wave kind of going against it, a little splash or something, right? Weekly is pretty damn heavy. We got a red dot on the weekly after this second pump right here, right? It looks like we're looking at two. It looked like a double top to me. Now we go out to the 2 week. We got a confirmed red dot last week, at the end of last week on a 2 week. It's not going to change this week, right? The week ends in 4 hours or whatever, 3 hours here. And basically, we're still going to be red. And what that shows me also, you see these lines? I drew these lines here because of the 2 week bearish divergence. Price was going higher, momentum waves going lower. On a 2 week, that's a pretty big time frame, okay? That being said, doesn't mean you can't get any more pumps. It doesn't mean it's over. We had a pretty, someone could have called this a bearish div right here, right? And it went up again. So it's not a guarantee, but the difference this time is we got a monthly red dot that's starting to go lower too. Now this is not going to be printed until the end of the month. And again, it's going to still go higher. This starts getting on real high time frames here though. Now the monthly, right? This is way back on May 24th when it prints. So this doesn't show up. When this one printed, right, we had only one more month down. This one, like, the move hasn't really happened that much yet. The thing is, you start getting down pretty far, it makes it harder to come back. And honestly, all of this shit is predicated on what the hell the NASDAQ's going to do. And this is what the NASDAQ has been doing. We've had one of the greatest runs in the NASDAQ history, literally, since down here in April. This move from the bottom of April to where we are now, 43% in 154 days or whatever. That's a pretty big move. I did on the daily, be a little more accurate here, but that's a steep run up. Okay, you can see a little bit better on the daily here. That is a super steep run up on the NASDAQ here. We haven't seen a run up like that since COVID. And I went back and looked, right? It was that short a time and that big of a move. Bruh, I don't know, man. Like at some point, might be now, we're starting to see this pullback. So on Friday, remember I told you on Friday the market opened higher, and I bet we talked about it in the profit circle, in the private group, in the general chat, so anybody could have seen it but me and Blockchain Cowboy. And I was like, man, I don't know, man. Like I think this smells like we're gonna open red. I mean, we're gonna open super green, and then there's gonna be a dump in the morning. And sure enough, that's what ended up happening, all the way down, right? And I was just like, oh man, I said, if we end the day green, or if we end the day red, then that might be bearish for the weekend. Turned out we still ended the day green. You can see here. And now we've got a little bit of bullish sentiment on sporadic little shit coins here and there. Bitcoin and Ethereum are kind of down for the weekend. but mostly flat, right? Mostly sideways. But here's the thing. If the NASDAQ dumps, crypto's going to dump, bro. Like, we're not going to see, I've yet to see 2 days in a row, let alone a week or months, where the NASDAQ goes down and Bitcoin goes up. It just doesn't happen. Gold might do that, but that doesn't happen. And I just can't separate it enough. Like, I can't stress it enough. Like, you guys, crypto's still attached to the stock market, specifically the NASDAQ, because that's where the tech stocks are. The S&P 500 made a new all-time high. That would be SPY, this one, right? It made a new all-time high, but the NASDAQ could not push through. And Bitcoin's been relatively weak because, Bitcoin's all-time high was way over here. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, like I don't see how. This is my whole thing. The people who say Ethereum to 10,000 and shit, I'm like, what is going to make that happen? If the NASDAQ is hitting all-time high after all-time high after this epic run-up after epic run-up, we put on the daily, epic run-up after epic run-up, and Ethereum just barely hit not even 5,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, what does the stock market have to do to get Ethereum to 10,000 or something? Double? Like, come on, man. So that's why I'm like, I don't know, man. And what happens is you get a bad month or something like what we might have this month, and all your momentum is gone. And that's why when I was talking about looking at these higher time frames like the weekly, and here it was like, now we have a red dot on the weekly on Ethereum. The last time we had a red dot on the weekly on Ethereum down here, like a higher red dot, you saw we came down pretty far. We had a little one here. I gotta say, that was like the head fake before the super pump. I just don't know, man. I mean, this is still kind of bumping up against some resistance right here, right? Not being able to get to 5,000, this is definitely, potentially, I should say, a double top of way back here in 2021. So I don't know, right? This was like a triple top, if you will. I don't know, but now we're back up here, and it's like, I don't know, man. I'm not very optimistic for bullish sentiment right now. What's up, All Set? Good to see you out there, man. So, I don't know. If anybody going long, I would say this. Be prepared to take profits quick. I don't want to go long against anything crazy when I'm looking at a weekly red dot. That's kind of, so let me show you my main time frames that I'm looking at for like a trend. First, the weekly, right? We're going down on the weekly. Okay, fine. Then the daily. Now the daily is green right now in Bitcoin. That's a good sign, right? And it's been holding. It's been holding, right? We get this pump here today in the last 24 hours or whatever. Getting this pump here. And then I'm looking at the 8 hour. Now the 8 hours not, when these show me these little flat like wiggle waves, they're not telling me much. I'm gonna be honest with you, they're not really telling me much. Usually I do think that you start seeing reversals when you see like that second green dot in the 8 hour. Sometimes I feel like this is the beginning of the start, and then there'll be one retracement, which is what kind of happened here, especially when we broke out of this channel. But like, and Bitcoin did break out, but Bitcoin's also the stronger of the tickers. So in order for Ethereum to kind of catch a bid here, because it's been weak, man, I gotta see Bitcoin at least give me above this, if not back to this, right? It's not a CME gap up there. We got to get back up to there. I got to see Bitcoin get to here before I think Ethereum is going to turn majorly bullish again. And I'm just not convinced it's going to happen. I guess I got to see it to believe it. And here's the thing. I say this all the time, you guys. I'd rather be rich than right. And this is the thing especially anybody who's newer. What happens is the KOLs, they come on here and they sell you on being right. I'm going to be right. I'm going to give this prediction. I'm going to be right. As a trader, that shit don't matter, bro. I'd rather be rich than right. And this is why I always stress bankroll management, stop losses. It's not so much this is what's going to happen if I'm right. Think about what you're going to do if you're wrong. I think about that on every trade. Like, okay, I got to have my stop loss. I'm going to stick to it. Do I have one average down, limit out? And I got to tell you, I don't like limit orders either. You know what I'm saying? So, you got to think of it like in terms of making money, not so much in, am I right? It feels good to be right. But here's the problem about support and resistance, right? Let me show you. I'm going to give you guys an example. Let's see if this plays out, as a matter of fact, right? This line in Ethereum is looking like resistance. I should say support like a motherfucker. We call it SR line because so right now it's support because we're bouncing off it. If it breaks through and then it comes back, then we call it resistance. So it's an SR line. It happens on both levels, right? Support if you're trying to bounce at the bottom, resistance if you're bumping your head at the top, right? Pretty clear that this is that line of support. In Ethereum is ringing real clear since way back over here on September 1st, right? This is what happens. Everyone who say maybe someone drew this line maybe way back here. I just threw it on here today, right? But let's say someone drew this line back here and they wouldn't have been wrong, right? They'd be like, Ethereum, it keeps on bouncing off support, right? It's bouncing off support, and before you know it, we're going to go up. What can happen is you can bounce off support 6, 7, 8 times and still bust down. And you're like, I was right until I was wrong. And that's why I always say also, momentum is stronger than support and resistance. And things like this right here, I'm looking at this right now. Okay, this is the 8-hour wave on Ethereum. And honestly, I would want to do T on Bitcoin first more because Bitcoin has proven to be the leader again. Ethereum was leading. But look at how this, okay, you see how this one started going up, right, immediately after this green line? This wave is flat. Ouch. I don't like that. Something like this could go like this and come back down again, right? Oh, and there's one other thing too. I called this out in the group. So there was someone, I think it was Blockchain Cowboy, said that somebody was calling out in Bitcoin a hidden, on a 2-day, a hidden bullish divergence. But you got to zoom out, right? I said, can you show me that, please? Because I would like to see exactly what they're referring to. And they're referring to this here. So you have it's basically a continuation pattern. So and they were actually going back, way back here. Let me do it on this one. They're going from way back here. And they're like, this is the 2-day. And they were like, we had, oh no, it was here, excuse me. It was here and here, right? So they had this green dot and this green dot. And then it's going higher, a higher high, right? So and I get it. These are a thing. This is not complete bullshit, right? This is just like bullish divergences and bearish divergences. This is what you call a hidden bullish divergence. And it works sometimes, okay? And I'm going to tell you why, but I'm going to tell you why in this particular case why I'm not so optimistic. I'm going to tell you why in 1 second. But what it means is we caught a green dot here, so now we're bullish on the momentum wave, and then it did not make a lower low, but we got a lower wave and a green dot. It means it might have a continuation pattern up to the top. And that's like legit in theory, that's legit. The difference in this case, because you could have kind of said we had something like that here or here, one of these other ones here, but the thing about it is this time we've got some pretty heavy waves fighting it, big waves coming down that are fighting against it. Whereas the last time when it happened here, you still had a green dot at your back on the 2-week. And so again, if these are like waves in the ocean, I'm like, man, this has got to fight down. And my proof of that is why, like the last time we had a green dot here, we had a green dot here, right? Price had a nice move. We had a green dot here, price had a nice move. Even the green dot here and here, even price had a nice move on all these green dots, right? But yet for some reason, on this current green dot, this move wasn't as big. And my response to that as well is because you had all these other waves still coming down, still even coming down, and that's hard to fight that momentum. A 2-day is pretty strong. It's just not stronger than a 3-day, 4-day, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's different when you were with the trend than now that you got to reverse all of this. Now, I'm not saying it can't happen because now the 3-day is trying. It's trying, but it ain't there yet. Like technically we have a red dot on the 3-day. You look at the last dot. Technically we have a red dot on the 3-day. Technically this is down. Even though it looks like it wants to print, it ain't yet. So what does this mean? What might happen is that you see we got some zigzag here, consolidation if you will. Maybe it comes back down to here, and then when this one starts to go back up, then you do get that green dot printed on the 3-day. And then you know what? Now we're leading. Now we're doing something. We have found a bottom, say here. You know what I'm saying? Now we're starting to do something, and maybe that 3 dot turns into a 4 dot green dot before you know it. Not before you know it, it'll take a while, but you get a green dot weekly, but by that time, we're off to the races again, and maybe we are heading back to all-time highs. That just ain't happened yet. Do you understand? And for a trader like me, I got to see it to believe it. So, that's kind of a possible case scenario, but I'm bearish until I'm bullish again. You feel me? Like I can't deny when I see red dots on the weekly, 4-day, 3-day, and only just now on the 2-day, and it wasn't a big ass move on this 2-day. When a lot of the other 2 days gave me a lot of love. Right here, there was a lot of love. 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 Here, there's a lot of love. And this one, not so much. That red candle came and smacked it in the face. And again, this is a bullish ticker like Bitcoin. So I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, cuz I don't really know. That one, again, to me, it comes, I want to see, look, the summer's over, and I talked about this a lot. Okay, this is a Wall Street thing. You guys don't know, I've been trading for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years now, but I used to trade stocks. So I was big into to TradFi. I'd watch CNBC every day and stuff, okay? There is a thing on Wall Street that during the summer, if you notice, the stock market pumps a lot. Like whatever had high momentum continues all the way through until when? Jackson Hole. And I called this out because I had been saying it all summer, especially all last month. And I was like, when Jerome Powell speaks in Jackson Hole, things are probably going to dump after that. Now, it dumped on the day he said it because the one thing he said, the time has maybe come, and we had a pump that day, but then everything tanked right after that. And there's a reason for it. It's a kind of a silly reason, but this whole entire financial system is silly. Basically, people on Wall Street are on vacation. I swear to God, this is the reason. And they come back after Labor Day, they see everything's pumped, and they take profits. And if you didn't know by now, markets are self-fulfilling prophecy. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. The rubber meets the road reason that stocks and crypto move is because people buy them, they go up, and people sell them, and they go down. That is the reason. Fundamentals aren't the reason. Fundamentals are part of the story. That might be a reason why people buy them and why people sell them, but they go up because some press the buy button, they go down, some press the sell button, okay, over a certain amount of money, okay? That is like the reason. And so if people were buying all summer and everybody came in to ring the register after they came back from the Hamptons or whatever Wall Street was doing on summer break, things are going to fall. And it happens almost every year, especially if you've had a big run up all summer. And it happened again. So now, it happened so quick the week after Jackson Hole that like now we had this week, okay, we're like kind of sideways now, right? So here we pull up TradingView Gunner here. Now we're kind of sideways here. So what I'm looking for, and we didn't break out in the NASDAQ, right? We couldn't pull it off here. Even this is the S&P 500. It did kind of, but then it came back down. So I'm still in wait and see mode here. Is the NASDAQ, it wants to, kind of. I mean, listen, the bulls have been right this whole frickin' cycle since April. They're not going to roll over and play dead. Every dip that was bought has been taken off. We're not going straight down from here, right? Like even if this was the top, that don't mean we just go, that ain't going to happen. You know what I'm saying? You could do sideways like this even for heck long, right? The problem is for crypto, if you even have a little bit of a pullback just a little pullback here in the NASDAQ, just this pullback in the NASDAQ, 2.5 days or whatever, two days, not even, 1.5 days, crypto gets whacked, right? So let's see the date. In fact, let's just look at the date, right? So we had this run up. This is August 13th, right here, right? This last high here in the NASDAQ. What did Bitcoin do? August 14th, it made an all-time high. Then as soon as the NASDAQ came down just this little bit, that's not even that big of a pullback. Let's see how much the pullback is. From here to here in the NASDAQ is 4%. And then even though it came back up again, look, we're damn near opened that right near all-time high on Friday. What's Bitcoin done? Way down here. And that's why I'm like, man, like you need the NASDAQ to be bullish, to stay bullish in order for crypto to start hitting these numbers that people want to see. And quite frankly, too, this idea of retail is going to come save our asses and pump our bags, or Larry Fink or whomever, like that kind of would have already happened, man. Like retail ain't got the money this cycle. Okay, first of all. And, Larry Fink, I'm sorry, he doesn't really give a damn about your bags. And he'll gladly have a 2022 style bear market just to scoop them all up, okay? just to clean house, okay? Their money is long. They don't really care, However, the question is like, how do we get there, right? You would like to believe that if they lower interest rates, this is what I think. Okay, if you guys want to know my prediction, this is on my bold prediction. So I have a bold predictions channel in the Discord. If you want to put a bold prediction, by all means, put a bold prediction in there. We have our bold prediction channel. Just say whatever you want to say, whatever you think, right? Bold prediction is like 6 months out or something, right? Something that seems a little extreme. You put it in the bold predictions channel. My bold prediction is that we see sell the news when the Fed does cut rates. Now, my one caveat is it depends on how we get there. If everything tanks the week before we have the Fed meeting, which I believe is on the 18th. So Thursday is whatever week that is. I'm pretty sure it's the 18th, though, when they announced the rate the rate decrease. My bet it'll be 0.25%. That's what everybody expects. Some people are hopeful that it'll be 0.5. But if it's 0.25, it's like that's built in. You know what I mean? Like, I think we got to get to sell the news, basically. If we're flat to sideways or whatever, that's only a couple weeks. If we're flat to sideways getting there, I think it'll probably sell the news. Maybe it'll be one of those head fakes to come down. The day of is never the real test. It's usually the next day. And that's what happened on Jackson Hole, too, right? It was on Friday. So, like, I kept saying, oh, this happened on a Friday. You guys, like, the weekend is going to be kind of weird on crypto. I caught that Ethereum Classic right at the top. I mean, I literally caught the top of the 1 minute candle. That was a nice one. And then shorted it back down, all the way down. Boy, that was nice. I wish I had more money on that one. But basically, you get these kind of sell the news because that's built in. You know what I mean? So, like, I think if they do have a rate cut of 0.25%, it's kind of like, meh. Like, that's not going to, like, pump the markets, bro. We already had the pump. And, you know, there's going to be people ringing the register. And then, you know, who knows what narrative they come up with of why the world's ending today. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, here's the thing. And here's the God's honest truth, man. We really did print $7.5 trillion in a matter of like a year and a half, which is like 25% of all the money ever printed in U.S. dollars history. And they did it in a year and a half. And so, like, that cash is still like sloshing around. That's still the answer. That's still like the reason why the stock market was able to pump so damn crazy. I mean, this has been an epic run since here. This is the 2022 bottom right here, like December. This is an epic run in the stock market. I mean, remember how much of a pump after COVID it was? You know what I'm saying? This has been an epic run, even bigger than since COVID. You know what I mean? God damn. And then that's why we had so much to give back here. But shit, they bought that up hella quick, right? So, do I think, my personal humble prediction, do I think that this move is possible again in a bear market? Absolutely. Will it happen that fast? Probably not. Probably not. It'll probably look more like 2022. However, it's different because in 2022, we do know why all this fell. They literally were raising interest rates at a rapid pace. But look, you even had a big pump here. I remember this because I went on CNBC in February of this year, and then it pumped after that. And then we had another one. And then here's the summer, right? Here's the summer, August. And here we go, boom, September. Oh, this is August. Came all the way back down again, right? Kicked around. And then this is when it was like ugly for Bitcoin, right? And then, man, AI came out, and then it's just off to the races on the stock market, on the NASDAQ, right? So this was this is like a COVID crash, you know what I'm saying? And then it came back up, but it's like, I don't know, man, the economic numbers under the hood are kind of tough, you know? Oh, Matt's in the house. Edom, what's up? KPLU. Glad you're in this one, man. Hey, and you know, and Matt, he really likes my music. Matt, since you just chopped in, I said I was going to play it again. We're a little bit later in the show now. Actually going to wrap it up here soon, but we got to play the new rap, right? Trading Sideways. You guys get the music in the background. That's that Paul Wall, that classic Paul Wall beat. Sitting sideways. So, I mean, that's pretty much all I got to say about the market. I'm watching the NASDAQ first, then I'm watching Bitcoin, and then Ethereum, and then, you know, your shit coins and do whatever. But watch out for the bullish versus bearish tickers, and then kind of go from there, right? Decide what you want to trade based on that. But we're gonna play this rap one more time, and then we'll close the show here. So, shout out to the chat, everybody in there popping. I appreciate y'all. Leave a comment under the video. Oh, and I want to say one more thing, too. I said it early on. I have another video, a brand new video you put out yesterday morning, right here. 3 tips to help you pass Breakout evaluation, okay? Breakout, just shout out to them. They had a acquisition by Kraken, and I've seen all the updates and every step of the way. This gives you a lot of good tips. There's some smaller tips, but like 3 major tips, and then a couple other little things I put in there as well. So I appreciate you all set. And so definitely watch this video if you guys haven't seen it, or if you're trying to pass Breakout Prop. I think it'll help you. Flop and Groper, you guys know Flop and Groper. He made a comment on there. He's like, I wish I knew some of this stuff. You know, we all learned the hard way. I said, me too, man. I learned the hard way too when we were brand new on Breakout Prop, trying to figure out this stuff. Yeah, so appreciate you guys in the chat here. I'm going to play this rap one more time, though. One more time for the one time. It's your boy Cassius Cuvée on the come up.
Yeah. It's the come up. Prices sideways, but my boys getting paid.
Prices sideways,
but my boys getting paid. Prices sideways,
it's your boy Cassius Cuvée.
Let's go. On my Sunday show, you see the coins that we trade.
It's the profit circle. Wave makers stay moving with the alpha. When the price is sideways, then we zooming in and scalp. You see, I can walk you through this, or you can watch me do this when I'm chilling like a villain. Turn a Buddhist to an opportunist. You seen the price topping before it start dropping. Same ones that pump the most be the same ones in the parking lot flopping. You think the kids joking? You seen these shit tokens, prices getting way too high, and then they quit smoking. We stay scrolling through the list of uncovered plays. You would be amazed, you can win about 100 ways. It went up and overstayed, that's why I'm overpaid. Cause when they fall off, that's that wily coyote trade. Big news for Breakout. Oh, you ain't hear what happened? CF put them on the map, and now it got them cracking. The profit circle, baby, we making waves. Got a cup full of Cuvée, and I'm paid when the price is sideways.
But my boys getting paid.
Price is sideways, but my boys getting paid.
Price is sideways,
but my boys getting paid. On my Sunday show, you see the coins that we trade.
Price is sideways, but my boys getting paid. Price is sideways, but
come
my
up.
boys getting paid.
It's your boy Cassius Cuvée.
Sideways, but my boys getting paid. On my Sunday show, you see the coins that we trade.
Yeah, I'm liking that one, man. That'll make me feel good right there. Yeah, that's right. Better be rich than right. You feel me? Hey, man, I'm glad you like that one. So, yeah. Hey, and he quoted my favorite part. If you know the Paul Wall song, he goes, same hoes dissed me in the club, same hoes in the parking lot bopping. I swear to God, if that shit ain't true. Oh my God, that's the true statement of that song. That's why he had to chop up the flow for that. Same hoes, just me in the club. Same hoes in the parking lot, Bobby. Man, I done lived that life before. Because we used to have hella tight old schools and everything out there, man. I don't know why girls be acting saucy Diddy, Little Miss doing too much in the club. But then when we pull out in the street, we got all the old schools and shit. You know what I mean? Oh, okay. And every car got beaten. And oh, now I see what you're doing now that we out here on the pavement. You feel me? Anyways, man, Paul Wall. Shout out to Paul Wall. Everybody liked that song right there. I'm glad he put that line in there. That's my favorite line of the whole song. So I had to do that one to cover. The last 3 weeks have been covers. I don't know what I'm going to do next week. It depends on how I'm feeling, what inspires me in the market. But the last 3 weeks, man, I had those 3 covers kind of randomly just in my brain, like in my back pocket. Like, man, it would be funny if I did a song that said, these memes be acting up. You know what I'm saying? And then a damn meme was acting up, that literally the ticker meme, and these traders be letting them. You know what I'm saying? Had to do that one. Then it was all good just a week ago. ETH crashed, you know what I'm saying, from all-time highs. So that was too perfect. And then this one right here, the price is going sideways. Price is sideways like them boys when they pay. You feel me? So one time Crypto Face had mentioned that Paul Wall song in his live stream, and I was like, bruh, when you see that beat, he's like, everyone love that beat. I'm like, this one is like that because like price is sideways because nothing was going on at that time. I was like, that shit was perfect. So then when the price is going sideways all week, I was like, man, we got to do that one. So I don't always do covers, but that one was too good to do it. And Paul Wall put a stamp on that one, so I had to do that one. Hey, I'm glad you're feeling that one, Matt. I've been banging that one in my brain and then just recorded this morning. So anyways, appreciate y'all joining the chat. Is there anything else you want me to look at real quick or anything else? What I'm trying to do, just so you guys know, I'm in this little squeeze. I'm determined to win this trade. We're going to see what happens, right? Got to stick with it. Got to stick with it. You know what I'm saying? I might have to cancel my date tonight. Might have to stick with it. We're looking at this shit coin here, pumping for no reason, up 167%. You got to be careful with shit like this, right? So we already had a 2-hour red dot, but that didn't mean shit. You know what I'm saying? So I got to have a 3-hour red dot. You're going to have to probably give back some of this before we see the top and want to enter. So shout out to Blueberry. He was looking at the same ticker as me, coincidentally, in the profit circle. So we watching that one, the profit circle here in the Discord. So yeah, join the profit circle. It's free to join the profit circle. All you got to do is click the link in the description of this video. And everybody, please like it and share this video with people and whatnot. But you can join us for free. The general chat, you can join for free. And then it's $99 a month for the private group to become official wave maker. But you can get into that for free. All you got to do is create an account with my Phemex referral link. All right. That's all I ask is just create an account. That's free to create an account on Phemex with my referral link right here on the screen. GMNX5. There's a link for that in the description as well. And you actually get special perks. Some cool stuff on there that you know other people don't really have that because I'm an official partner with them. Then you go back in the Discord and there's a bot. You see it on the welcome channel, and then you verify it. Actually, I'll show you that real quick. I'll show you that right here. And verify. And you click this, and then what happens is you're gonna put in your user ID right here. After that, it's just gonna take you to the free trial for WAP. You create an account. Just sign up for 1 year for free on WAP, and then boom, you're in, and you get access to all the other channels on the side here. All right. If you have any trouble, just put it in the general chat. Let us know if there's something not working out, right? And yeah, that's pretty much it for today, y'all, man. If you got anything else to cover, let's see. Appreciate you, Matt. It's a great stream out there. He's on the charge tonight. I'm going to rewind this stream once you get home. All right, for sure, man. Yep, man. And that's pretty much it, man. Price is trading sideways. My boys getting paid because we in here looking for other opportunities. You see what I'm saying? That's kind of the whole point of the rep. Is that just, a lot of boring price action going on. And, either we're going to trade some shit coins and or zoom in and scalp is essentially what we're doing. And so I didn't get my 5 super chats. So we didn't get to decide you guys didn't get to decide what I should scalp on the live stream. So we're not doing it today. But I am in this polka dot short. This one right here. So let's see right here. Let's see. We got a Blueberry said something give me a fire in the profit circle. But anyways, man, yeah, we're going to wrap it up today. I'm up $45. Not a lot on this one. I didn't put in that much here. I just seen it and jumped in as soon as I woke up in the morning. But I caught that big move down first, I saw this Wile E. Coyote, and I was like, whoop. One more time for those who don't know the Wile E. Coyote. When the shit coins fall off the cliff and don't know they're supposed to fall. Everything else is falling. But the shit coins don't know they're supposed to fall next. So this is the Wile E. Coyote right here, right? But anyways, man, yeah, we're gonna get back on it, man. It's hard to make a lot of money when it's going sideways. Mostly chill out. And listen, there's nothing wrong sitting on your hands, you guys. There's no rule that says you have to trade, right? I closed out all those shorts last week in Phemex. It turned out to be a good call. Most of them are more or less sideways. I don't know if I could have squeezed any more juice out of them or not. Caught the move I wanted to catch. Closed out like 18 shorts. You know, I had a win streak of 24 in a row at one point, and that might be my record, 24 wins in a row. I got to bring. I got stopped on a couple things, so I got to come back from that. But you know, there's no reason you got to force a trade. All right, there's no reason you got to force it. You don't got to trade the super shitty McShit coins that we be trading either. You don't got to do that either. You can have your list of about 50 coins maybe that are like, you know, you want to call them blue chips or whatever, but the ones that aren't going to squeeze to high heaven, that aren't going to pull this 165% on you, you know what I mean? And then you could just ebb and flow swing trade those based upon market cipher B, you know, down here. You know, whether it be Ethereum Classic or you know, Polkadot. Polkadot's even a little bit shittier nowadays, but I don't know. Brett would turn out to be a great win actually for me. Let's see. I got super Shiba. It's like Shiba Inu. I like Shiba Inu. It more or less trades with Ethereum, relatively bearish with a little bit of more beta. You know what I mean? Trades Dogecoin. Some of these coins that got some, you know, nothing too crazy is going to happen. ADA maybe, you know what I mean? Some of these type of coins, the ones in blue here, you can trade them on Breakout Prop. It's my own little system here. And so, like, you know, you can kind of get these ones where nothing too crazy is going to happen. Breakout Prop. Yeah, we definitely got payouts on Breakout Prop, Tyson. So, yeah, I have an old video from like 8 months ago on Breakout Prop. But, I mean, first you got to pass the evaluation, but then you can withdraw every day after that. So that's why Breakout Prop is cool. I have not tried, in full disclosure, I haven't tried other prop firms. I just heard a lot of horror stories about them, and I do want to try some other ones to get a little more A/B testing. But Breakout Prop also has good customer support. You know what I'm saying? So he said, been trying to pass. Okay, I just put out a new video, some 3 tips on how to pass Breakout Prop. They're just tips, are not like a guarantee or anything like that. But number one is knowing the rules. Is the 4%. The other ones are about position sizing and learning to trade in both directions. And then there's some other little tips I put on there as well. But the main thing is bankroll management. The thing about Breakout Prop is that you got to learn to take profit. And that's what I was showing here, not on DOT. It was Ethereum Classic Friday morning. And I said, look, I caught the move I wanted. And it was this move in the morning here. Let me go back to 15 minutes or something. I can zoom back farther, right? It was this move here. Was it that move? No. It was this move here. It was this one. And I was like, I got into like, I don't know, like here or something. And I got out down here. There was a 5-minute green dot on Market Cipher B. And I said, man, just let me get my money. Because I don't want some crazy bounce to happen again or something, right? And sure enough, we did end up getting a little bit. I could have got out a little bit lower. You know, you can always do a little bit better. You're never going to catch the perfect top and perfect bottom. But the point is, it traded this is almost exactly where I got out at. We would be about right, break even about right now. And it was like, you caught the move, take the profit. And that's kind of one of the main things I like to talk about when I like to think about when I'm in breakout props. Like, you got to take the win when you got it. Because you don't always get, especially when you catch the big move. You know what I'm saying? You catch it, just take the green. Unless you think there's some major collapse happening or something, and I'm usually shorting, to be honest with you, right now, just because I think we're closer to the end of the cycle than the middle, is the God's honest truth. You know what I mean? We just are. And so, like, I don't trust the pumps anymore. I think Bitcoin made that double top, and that might be it. Now, I could be wrong, but that's my overall bias. So when these big pumps happen, like on Friday when Jerome Powell spoke, I'm like, man, this is fake. And I turned out to be right, And I took that day we shorted Ethereum Classic. We shorted Ethereum Classic in Breakout Prop. And whatever day that was like, that was last Friday. So basically, I took the profit that same day, and you got to lock in the wins on Breakout Prop. That's kind of the way you pass it. You got to lock them in. Don't go for the home run. Me personally, the home run shit don't work, bro. The home run shit. This, I'll show you right here. Like these, come on. You can see, like, I got a lot of small wins. You feel me? A lot of small wins, because basically they'll add up. I don't want to wait. You get a big old reversal, like you have high conviction. Okay, fine. You load up and have a tight stop. But I'm not trying to do like $100,000 on one trade, or even, because remember, Bitcoin and Ethereum are 5x leverage in Breakout Prop. That's the other thing too. You got to remember that. In Breakout Prop, Bitcoin and Ethereum give you 5x leverage. So, if you put $100,000, it's $500,000 of buying power on it. So you don't really need that much. You just use $20,000. It's like having a $100,000 position on Bitcoin and Ethereum. The other coins are 2x leverage. So, you know, if I put like 6 grand on it, it's like, we'll call it 10 grand. You put $10,000 worth of something on it. That's like putting 20 grand on it, you know, and if you're in a day trader and, you know, you catch a 5% move, you know, it's like saying you caught a 10% move, you know, a 10% move on you know, 20 grand is, you know, $2,000. I mean, that's a nice win. You know, that's very realistic on one of these altcoins, you know, on one of these little shit coins here. You know, one of these. I'm looking at APT, Shiba Inu, Flocky. Moondig was way up. You know, that's my favorite shit coin to show. That's one of the ones I'm still open right now. When I closed out all those short wins in Phemex, I kept Moondig open. You know what I mean? That's the one where like we're going big or going home. Flocky is another one I like to trade. ZK, very low. ZK is very low liquidity. So it's kind of weird. But the thing is, you can see the thing about the low liquidity ones, I'll just put on this one. When you do the low liquidity ones, why is this glitching today? I don't know. They got an update. They just had an update yesterday. Glitching. I keep on having to refresh the page. But anyways, it's like you could see every tick. You can kind of see. You can't really see on the dot. The low liquidity ones, you can see like every tick. And then sometimes that's better because you know exactly how much you make on every movement. You know, on the 1 minute chart. You know, like this. It's like this. It's like seeing this almost, but on the 1 minute chart if it's a really low liquidity ticker, and so that can kind of help you out. Yeah. All right, that's pretty much it for today, and basically I'm gonna go ahead and end it one more time with the wrap. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna go from there, man, because Kalichi in the house right at the end here. Kalichi, I'm about to play the wrap. And we're going to get on out of here, man. I've been going for a minute, but we're going to play it one last time, and then we're going to end the show with that. Any more questions, leave them in the description of this video. Join the Profit Circle. It's free to go in there. We could talk in the group, in the private group. And everybody who has any questions, we pretty much answer them in there 7 days a week, right? So that's this here. 7 days a week. So you come in there, got a lot of stuff going on. That's just got posted those today. But we're looking at a lot of trade setups. And then over here in the market analysis, we're constantly looking at a lot of stuff in the market analysis channel, but for that you need to be a verified wave maker. You feel me? All right, Kalichi, we're gonna end on the wrap, man. Let me stop it right here, bro. All right, thanks, Servanto, man. Appreciate you guys. All right, have a great rest of your Sunday fun day, man. Cheers to the crew out there. Shout out to all the wave makers doing their thing. Follow me on Twitter if you don't already, but you know what I'm saying? Make sure I'm going to put out the lyrics video of this, man, tomorrow on Twitter. Make sure you like and share that shit, man, because this rap is a banger, man. We sitting sideways, sipping sideways, when price is sideways, and let's get it popping.
Yeah. So come up. Price is sideways, but my boys getting paid. Price is sideways, but my boys getting paid. Price is sideways,
it's your boy Cassius Cuvée.
Let's go. On my Sunday show, you see the coins that we trade. It's the Profit Circle. Wave makers stay moving with the alpha. When the price is sideways, then we zooming in and scalp. You see, I can walk you through this, or you can watch me do this when I'm chilling like a villain. Turn a Buddhist to an opportunist. You seen the price topping before it start dropping. Same ones that pump the most be the same ones in the parking lot flopping. You think the kids joking? You seen these shit tokens? Prices getting way too high and then they quit smoking. We stay scrolling through the list of uncoupled plays. You would be amazed. You can win about 100 ways. It went up and overstayed. That's why I'm overpaid. Cause when they fall off, that's that Wile E. Coyote trade. Big news for Breakout. Oh, you ain't hear what happened? CF put them on the map and now it got them cracking. The Profit Circle, baby. We making waves. Got a cup full of Cuvée and I'm paid when the price is sideways. But my boys getting paid. Price is sideways, but my boys getting paid. Price is sideways, but my boys getting paid. On my Sunday show, you see the coins that we trade. Price is sideways, but my boys getting paid. Price is sideways, so come up. It's your boy Cassius Cuvée. Price is sideways, but my boys getting paid. On my Sunday show, you see the coins that we trade.